Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to my channel. Today the car that I have for you is Bangladesh's first and only unit of the 2023 Land Rover Range Rover Sport. Until now this is the one and only unit, and it's been a long time. We didn't get new cars, like it came out and we didn't get it. But this is the first time the car is just released. It's just been not even 6 or 7 months. I did this review back in Canada. If you want to see the full Bangla review of it, I'm going to put it on the description and in the pop-out banner on the right hand side. So this is the first unit and it's going to be the only unit in some time. So first I'm going to tell you a little bit about what Land Rover is and then start the full in-depth review of this car. Thanks to Aslan Motors for providing this vehicle to me, and if you need this car, you know where to come. Until then, see you next time. Now let's start the full review. So Land Rover was officially their company's name at 1978. It's been over 44 years they're selling vehicles with Land Rover branding name, and Land Rover is the name of the company and Range Rovers are the models. So there are 4 SUV models for the Range Rover. There's the big Range Rover, long wheelbase, it's just a Range Rover. Then in bottom of that is the Range Rover Sport. Then it's the Range Rover Velour, and then there's the smallest, the Range Rover Evoque. But Land Rover has another different variant. That is the Land Rover Defender and the Land Rover Discovery. So that's from Land Rover. This is Land Rover 2, but it's a Range Rover. So first, Land Rover was run by the King of England at that time, but then slowly they started to sell the company, and then Land Rover, the official owner, actually bought Jaguar too. So now they are the same company, Land Rover Jaguar Group, but now it's owned by Tata Motors, obviously, like everyone knows. Now let me show you the key of the car first. So the key is similar as the previous generation. You have the Land Rover logo there, and you have the unlock, lock, your lights on, trunk opening, and your panic button. In my opinion, they could have made a new key because it's a fully new generation. It needed a refresh, but whatever Land Rover did is not bad. First, let me show you the front of the car. Then I will show you the car's engine. So the width of this car is 81 inches. This car is actually really wide. It's more wider than the Mercedes-Benz GLS and the BMW X7. So now I'm going to get inside and show you guys the headlights. So the starting model for the headlights get LED projector setup with 2 projections. That one I did in Canada. But this car comes from UK, and in Bangladesh we need top of the spec stuff. We don't want baseline cars. So that's why this car gets the LED matrix lights. So you have 4 different projector setups, and you have the light here for your daytime running lights. I'm going to get inside, turn on the lights for you. And when you unlock the car, the daytime running lights automatically turn on. Put on the brake, pressing the start button. There, the full light turns on. This is with the hazard, and this is the high beam, this is the low beam, and that is it. Now let me come outside for showing you the lights. So the headlights are wrap around. You can see it starts from here. On the top is your hazards, and this is your daytime running lights that all the way extend up till here, and then has the circular design, but the hazards on top. And then you have 4 different projector setups for your headlight, and your high beam are these 2 projector setups that produce more power. And you have your headlight washers too, because as you know, Land Rover is a brand that makes off-road vehicles, and this car is also capable of a lot of off-road stuff. So if the headlight gets muddy, the headlight can't project the light outside, because obviously the mud's going to be covered. That's why they gave headlight washers, so it can wash down the headlight with the soapy water so the dirt can fall off, and then you have the light again. So let's go around from this to the grille of the car. So normally it's chromed, but as this car has the black package, that's why the grille is fully gloss black, and it's opened here, but there's a vent inside that opens and closes. So it's all the way until that side. You have the Range Rover branding on top, and you have the Land Rover logo here. And then you have the headlight on the other side. That's going to be it for the headlight. Now if we come to the bottom section, this car looks beautiful. You have this grille also that is open, so it can get ventilated, and you can see the intercooler of the car inside. It total has 6 sensors at the front, and this is the radar for the safety systems of the vehicle, and the front camera is here. And then this is your number plate slot where you have the number plate. This is open too to ventilate the car, and you have a little black accent here because this car has the exterior blacking accent. That's why you have black accent at the sides as well. But if you need a more aggressive design for the Land Rover Range Rover vehicles, you know where to get them, because Lumma, that is the aftermarket modifying company that makes beautiful kits for these cars. Now if we come to the hood, Land Rover hoods are very high res. So you have two vortex lines on either side, and you have these nice designs on either side that come with the Range Rover Sport. Rain sensing wipers, and now let's come to the safety systems of the vehicle. It has adaptive cruise control with steering assist, so it can steer by itself while driving in the highway, and it has automatic braking assist. If someone or something comes in front of the car, it's going to automatically stop the vehicle. Lane keep assist, lane departure assist, it has a lot of safety systems. That's going to be it for the front. Now let me show you what is the powertrain of the Range Rover Sport and what is more available. So for opening the hood of the car, you can do it from the driver's side. So there's a button here. If I just open that, there you go. And then there's a strut here. And then the hydraulic strut's gonna get the engine up. The hood up, not the engine. So on the Range Rover Sport, before, the previous generation of this vehicle had the P400E variant that used to come in Bangladesh, and we used to buy that car. Why? It had a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, so tax is really low on that. And then it was plug-in hybrid, so more low when it comes to tax. But in this generation, Land Rover decided they're not going to add no more 2-liter engines. First part that we Bangladeshis don't like now. Then they provided a 3-liter mild hybrid and a 3-liter plug-in hybrid. The 3-liter plug-in hybrid is only for the American market and the Canadian market, but the mild hybrid is for the full international market. So this is a 3-liter turbocharged, supercharged, mild hybrid system. Why did they complicate the engine so much? When we buy turbocharged cars, a lot of people complain that there is turbo lag. What is turbo lag? So when you put your foot down, there's a lag between the gears and when the car starts to go. So in that portion, the turbo stays there, but the mild hybrid gives the boost. So the car can enhance the turbo lag. So the car gets the boost from the electric motor, and then the turbo can go. The turbocharger only gives power to a minimum of, for example, to 2000 to 4000 RPM. And we know supercharged engines rev all the way to 8,000 and to 6,000 to 8,000 RPM. So at the low range, 1,000 to 2,000 RPM, the electric motor pushes, then the electric motor stops, then the turbocharged engine pushes, then the supercharged keeps going. So it's just power, power, power. No lag from no source. And it has the 8-speed ZF transmission that is so lightning fast. And this engine, yes, it is a BMW engine. Transmission, yes, it's a BMW transmission, but in a Land Rover car. But the supercharged electric motor, it's their idea, but the turbocharged engine is from BMW. So you have the Land Rover engine name written here. You have the 6-cylinder signs right there. So 6. This is where you pour your engine oil. You have 2 intercoolers on either side for the turbocharged and then the supercharged to get ventilated. And this is just the engine cover. The engine's the bottom. You have insulation on the top as well, and that's going to be pretty much it. The battery of the car is at the rear, so if you want to jump start it, you have the positive right there. And then this is for pouring the windshield wiper washer. It has a net there as well, so no junk gets inside. Now let's come to the power outputs, because it is pretty good on this car. 395 horsepower, 446 pound-feet of torque. Good amount of power for this car. It is 4-wheel drive. And this is the same engine spec car that I did in Canada, so it's pretty similar. Now, let me tell you about the engine variants of the Land Rover Range Rover Sport. So you can get the high model, that is the 4.4-liter turbocharged V8, that is also a BMW engine. So they discontinued the 5-liter supercharged V8, now they're using BMW engines. 3-liter and the 4.4-liter, that's it. No more engine variants, at least for the American and the UK market. That is what's important to me. Now I'm going to close the hood because we're done with the engine part, so just get it closer and push it from both sides. There we go. Now I'm going to show you the car's side profile. So the length of this car is 195 inches and it is pretty long. If we consider this car to the biggest SUV of Mercedes, it is actually really big. Now let's go to the wheel of the car. So with the SV Dynamic, this is the wheel you can get, but you have more different variants for the wheel obviously. So obviously you get Pirelli tires and it's Scorpion, so these are good for summer and winter and off-road and performance. So these wheels are 285 45 R22s. You have 6-piston Brembo brakes at the front, but it is considered from Range Rover, but you can see Brembo branding inside. And the thickness of the front caliper is 14.9 inches, and you have double wishbone suspension with air springs. And it has height control, so you can lift the car and lower the car too. In the Range Rover Sport, you get some extra touches for making the car look more sportier. So you have the side extra grille, and you have the extra grille up here. And the exterior color of this car is really nice. When this car got launched, this was the launch color. Now let's come to the exterior mirror. It is powerly fold and unfolded, so when you unlock the car, it powerly unfolds. You have the hazard light here. This is the camera, and it has blind spot monitoring, and it can detect the lane keep assist. You have full black accent here, and this is actually two-tone. The upper portion is black, the bottom portion is the body color. This is also optional extra. The rear glass are privacy glass, and the door handles on the big Range Rover and the Sports are now same. When you lock the car, it goes inside for more aerodynamics, and when you unlock the car, it comes outside and then you can open your door. That's it. The wheelbase of this car is 119 inches, and when you unlock the car, it has this welcome light on the side, and this is actually the new Range Rover Sport. So good attention to detail. Now let's come to the rear wheels, because as this is a four-wheel drive vehicle, so 50% power at the rear wheels, 50% at the front, that's why it has the same tires. It's not staggered. But the rear brakes are single pistons, and you have your 13.9-inch thickness for the rear calipers with air springs. And it has a limited slip differential as well to get enough traction while you're off-roading. When you need to fill up, if the car is unlocked, you can just press and it's going to open a fuel tank, a very big fuel tank. And another thing, on Range Rover cars, if the car is still locked, if you press it, it comes out. Yeah. So that's going to be it for the side profile. If you look at it from this angle, the side body is really aerodynamic. So the new Range Rover design language is just you have to keep the body flush, so it is all the way sticked into the body and aerodynamic. But it's just people's opinion. In my opinion, I think the previous generation design-wise was better. Now let me show you the car's rear. So the height of this car is 72 inches. Now I'm going to get inside the vehicle and turn on the rear tail lights. So obviously the car gets keyless entry, so when you just go in front of the car and press this button, it's going to unlock the vehicle. And here I get inside. Put on the brake, pressing the start button. There it turns on. Full light, rear fog, hazard, and this is with the reverse. Back to park. And here I'm going to come outside for showing you the lights. So it's a wraparound design. It turns on from here, and you can see it has these lines here, and this is actually a 3D design. And then this is the last one that edges out till here, and then you have one big line here. And the hazards are actually swiping for the UK model, but in North America, because the hazards are red, this is the same light, but it blinks instead of the swiping. You have the Land Rover logo here, and then you have Range Rover written back here in fully black, and then you have the Sport, and then you have the other side. And then if you get up from there, this is the spoiler, and you have the upper stop brake light at the center, and you have the rear windshield wiper that is hidden under the spoiler, and you have so much room down here. And if you go up, you have two shark fin antennas up there, and you can get a camera there for the rear view mirror. Now if you come down, you have the number plate slot here with two number plate slot lights. This is the rear reversing camera with the washer. You have the rear fog lights on either side, and it is also a reflector. Two functional exhaust tips, because this is a 3-liter engine. It has a nice aggressive off-road design down here with 6 sensors at the back as well, considering the side sensor. And because this is a two-tone color, that's why the down portion is black, center is body colored, and upper portion is black too. Now we're gonna see, is this car practical like it always was? So for opening the boot, if you just press the button here, it's going to powerly open the tailgate. And you have 647 liters of storage behind the center row. And the Range Rover Sport only comes in 5-seat variant. But this is a cool feature because Range Rover is now developing like Land Rover and Rolls-Royce is. So that's why if you are going somewhere outside and you want to relax, you can get this up and then you can sit here while putting your back here and relax. I'm going to get the partial cover back that you can see. And then if you're going camping or something, you can easily sit here and recline, and you can get the suspension up by the button from here. So there's one button for lowering down. So if you press that, the car is going to get lowered. So if you have heavy items, you can get that up easily. This is the lowest possible. And if you're going camping or something, you can raise it up and easily enjoy the view. Now I'm going to exit the car. You can see how much the car have raised. And for closing that, there we go. And then you can see the storage you have. So now if I come to this side, you can see there are more buttons here. So if you go on bottom from the air suspension stuff, if you need more storage, you can fold down the seats from here and it powerly is going to get down there. And you can see it is a 60-40 distribution, and it is fully done powerly, so you don't need to do any manual stuff because it is from a premium brand. And it has more than enough storage as you should need. For raising it back up, if you just pull these two buttons, it's going to powerly get up. There you go, as simple as that. And if you come here, there's a little tiny storage area that you have your tools for the vehicle for opening the wheel, pretty much. And on the other side, you have some nettage area that you can put some bottles or cleaning products for the car. Now I'm going to close the boot, but before that, there are two lights here that project on the bottom at night. This is where the emergency triangle stays, and this is for the button for closing the boot. And you have the two lights for the number plate slot, and this is the button for opening the boot, and this is the reversing camera. Now I'm going to show you the interior of the Range Rover Sport. So now if I get inside, if you open the door, you can see the door opening is pretty wide. So you can comfortably get inside the car. So here we're gonna get inside. And the lights are on for either side. And you could see it has a big fixed panoramic sunroof that doesn't open, but you can enjoy the view. And you can get two options, the fixed and the opening. If it was open, it would have an edge here, but this is a fixed, so it is fully straight. You have enough knee room, enough headroom, and you have some storage area for magazine holders. And that is pretty much it. If you come here, you have two AC vents, and these are for the heated seats for both sides, and this is for the airflow on and off. You can get a 4-zone climate control, but it's optional extra. And nothing's pretty much here. You have a 12-volt and 2 charging sockets for either side that you have to pay for. It's just the button now. If I get the center armrest down, you have your cup holders here, and you have an extra storage area here. Comfortable. Isofix anchor points at the back, so you can install your car seats for the babies and stuff. And you have your grab handle here with the light down here for the reading light. Now I'm going to come on the other side for showing you the door. So you have a Meridian sound system, and you have these vegan fabric for the sides, and this is the grab handle. This is for reclining and getting the rear seats up and down. So you can see it can recline from there and getting it up from there. Fully powerly. And this is for the window opener. It is obviously one touch. There you can see it opens, and that's it. That's how much it opens. You have the door handle here. This is for lock and unlock. This is a bottle holder, and you have a speaker. And the door fully covers so your trousers don't get dirty. Now I'm gonna get inside the front. So first let's start with the dash. You have these soft touch material here with your vent here for defogging the window, and you have the airbag. This is the AC vent for moving it from here, and then you have the design but not the vent, and you have two AC vents for the center. And this is the button for turning on your hazards. You have more vents up here for cooling the car faster, and this is your over. You have two glove boxes, one on the top that you can see has enough storage, and one on the bottom that you have more than enough storage. And you have the owner's manual of the car inside. There you can see Land Rover, and you can open it from there. And then if we come to the seats are 12-way adjustable and it is fully for comfort, as you can see here. And all Range Rover car gets these armrests, so it's captain chairs everywhere. Now let's come to the vanity mirrors, because it gets one here that has a mirror with a light, and one over here, a mirror with a light. And then you have a button here for opening the blind and closing the blind. This is for the SOS emergency, this is for a call me, and these are the lights for the front. Now I'm going to show you the car's storage areas. So if you open this, you have a storage area that you can put your stuff, and you have light placement there as well. Close this, you have 2 cup holders. That has decent amount of cup storage when it comes to that. And now let me show you this area. Foot on the brake, pressing the start button, there it turns on. So this is the volume button, and it has these cool crystal designs on the sides. And it has a premium sound. This is the start button. This is for the hill descent control. If you press this, this is for the drive modes that comes here. So you have dynamic, eco, comfort, and then you have the off-road modes. And if you press this, it's on auto. This is the new gear knob that all Range Rover now gets. You have the drive from here, you have the neutral, reverse, and park. Now let me show you the infotainment, and the infotainment is actually curved from the side that gets on the new big Range Rover and the Range Rover Defender. So let's show you the full infotainment of this car. On the brake, pressing the start button, and there it turns on. This is a 13.1-inch curved display that gets in the new Range Rover and the Range Rover Defender, Land Rover Defender. And it is very easy to control. You can make your own profile from here. This is for your navigation. That doesn't work in Bangladesh, unfortunately. And then this is for your mobile, so you can connect your Bluetooth. And then this is for audio, like radio, FM. And then this is for your vehicle settings. So this is ride height. So you can control the ride height. So off-road 2 is the highest and access is the lowest. And this is for if you go on drive. This is for your traction control on and off, and your auto start, stop, and brake hold on and off. And then you have, if you go to menu, you have all your controls like your navigation, account, and if you go to seat, you can control more stuff from here. So this is for turning on the heated seats for the front and the rear. And it has haptic feedback too. And this is for the adjusting. So you can adjust different parts of the seats from here. So if I go to the passenger seat, if you look there, I can control this part of the seat powerly. So it's extending the under thigh support and get it back too. And I can control the headrest from there as well. And it can go front and back. And then you can control the side boosters and the center booster from here too, the seats. And you can go more, that you can control all of the seats folded down and get all of the seats up from here. Now if I go back to apps, you have climate and then you have cameras. So you have a full 360-degree camera and it matches the color. And if you turn on the hazard, you can see the hazards on, brake, and without brake. But this is the 4.4 liter version, as you can see quad tips. But it's the same color, that's what matters to me. High beam, there, hazard, and if you move the wheel obviously it shows there. And then if you want to see the off-road cameras, you can lock your differential from there, and you can see the suspension from there as well. If we go back to apps, you have valet mode, eco data, forks for information, low traction launch, vehicle disturbance if the vehicle is straight or not, voice, phone, media, and cabin light. So if you go on cabin light, you can choose through the temperatures and the brightness from here, but you can't change the colors. And this is home. You can choose different widgets from here, and that's it for the infotainment. If you come down, you have the climate control. This car gets a 2-zone climate control. So you can see here, here. And if you press this button, you can have your heated seats. And if you have ventilated seats, it comes there. You have max AC, max front windshield heater, rear windshield heater, no outsider coming inside, seat controls, and sync. And everything is haptic feedback. This is the rear view mirror of the car, and now let's come to the steering wheel because it is fully leather strapped. It is tilt and telescopic, as you can see there. And you have controls here for your cruise control, you have controls here for that screen. Now I'm going to show you the car's instrument cluster. Put on the brake, pressing the start button, there it turns on. So first of all, you have your RPM here, red lines on 6,000 RPM. You have the mileage of the car, that's here 65 miles. This is the range that the cars can go with the fuel it has. This is the speedo, top speed is 170 miles per hour. You have the seatbelt monitor here, and then you have the outside temperature, auto headlight on, which lights on, and the parking brake, and the time. That is in 24 hours format. And then you can change your information panel from here. So you can choose through media, trip information, 4x4 information, driver's assistant, or empty panel. So I'm going to leave it with the trip summary. And then if you press it again, you have your display layout. So you can put dials, map, or just focused. So I love the dials, so that's why I'm just going to put dials in. And then you can also control the trip section and the vehicle settings from here. And that's it. Now if I change the drive modes, this is dynamic. So it has a little red accent. This is eco. This is comfort. This is the first off-road mode, grass, gravel, snow. And then this is mud ruts. This is sand, and this is wild. So I'm going to keep it on auto, and then if I turn it off, it does a nice animation and goes. And this is a 12.3-inch full digital display. Now I'm going to show you the car's door. So you have the AC vent here with bronze finish, you have leather and more chrome accent here, and more chrome accent here, and this is the button for opening the boot and closing the boot. And then I forgot to show you this part. So you have aluminum paddle shifters at the back, and then this is for the hazards, and high beam headlight controls, and this is for the windshield wiper controls. And now let's go to the door. So I'm going to turn the car off real quick, and then you can see the pedals. You have the dead pedal, brake pedal, and gas pedal that is fully plated in aluminum. As for opening the hood, you have more scratch plates here with Range Rover written. You have no controls here because everything's on the door now. You have the Twitter from Meridian up here. You have leather and this vegan fabric. You have this aluminum touch, and this is for the seat controls with 3 memory seats. This is for opening the windows. This is for controlling the exterior mirror, grab handle, door handle, lock, unlock, bottle holder, speaker. I'm going to exit the car. The car's door fully covered so your trousers don't get dirty, obviously. And now we are done. So if you like the video, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you need this car, you can come to Aslan Motors. A lot of people ask for the price. There are some cars that I can tell the price, but there are some cars that I can't. If you need the exact price, I would recommend you to contact with Aslan Motors Facebook page. That is going to be in the description. That's it. First unit, first person to review it. Until then, see you next time. Peace.